This is the Illuminate Your Year masterclass slash workshop. We call it masterclass, but really it's a workshop. And the intention of this is really integrating the entire year. I love doing integration work. And this is a major part of my life. I'm always integrating things. I'm constantly in reflection mode. And we're in Mercury retrograde right now. Mercury retrograde is also about reflection and kind of just diving in and redoing things or anything with the prefix re, like rethinking, redoing, reorganizing, all the things. So today we're going to be reflecting and reviewing and renewing ourselves. And we're also going to dive into our vision for 2024. And there will be some space to share because we have a lot of different questions. A lot of it is going to be you kind of diving in your journal. And then we'll have some moments where we share with the group, especially because it seems like it's just nice to be acknowledged for some of the things that we experienced this year and kind of share them out loud. So, yeah, we're going to dive in. Just to give a little background about me, I am Chelsea Zirna, the founder of Chrysalis. And in 2011, I actually had this really strong desire to be a life coach. And it was right when I was in college and just kind of like, thinking about what I want to do with my life. And at the time, I ended up going the corporate route. And I worked at IBM for about 4 years doing product management and design thinking work. I also had a marketing company, um, and I was a sales manager, and I was managing like 70 to 100 sales reps. I did that for about 4 years as well. And so I spent a lot of time, like countless hours, studying leadership and studying management and studying human motivation. And um, in that process, I lost a lot of my creativity. When I started working at IBM, it was kind of like sucked out of me. And it took me a long time to actually step into the life coaching route. And obviously that has evolved since then. I've ended up taking a trip to India, moving to Spain, and then moving to Bali. So I did this whole like eat, pray, love kind of phase in my life. And that brought me into the space of embodiment and tantra and more of this like feminine magnetism kind of route. And that eventually brought me to Chrysalis. So that's a little bit about me and my background. Now we are going to dive in. So if you, in the email that I sent out this PDF. If you guys want to follow along with the PDF, you can look at it here. You can look at it there. You can write in it on the PDF. Yeah, I recommend either having a notebook or somewhere to just type. So we're going to dive in. So for this, you want to have just a nice space where you feel really cozy. You might want to get some cacao or tea if you haven't already done so, just to kind of relax your body. And it's a Friday, it's right before the holidays. So just give yourself permission to just be present with this process. It's really easy sometimes to feel like, oh, I don't want to, obviously we're all here, so we want to do this reflection work, but sometimes integration, there can be some resistance, or there can be a desire to multitask, or there can be a desire to just not be fully in it. And it's nice to give yourself permission to actually just be here. So you can give yourself permission to clear your mind and drop into your body and just make it fun. So if you want to go ahead and close your eyes, and you can just come into the body. You can place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. And taking a deep breath into the belly, especially if you haven't taken a really deep breath today, if your breath has felt shallow or contracted in any way, just breathing into your hands, Expanding your chest. Exhaling with a sigh so that you can actually feel your own voice against your hands. Ah. Just reflecting back, bringing yourself back to where you were on January of 2023. Maybe it was your New Year's Eve or your New Year's Day. Just taking a trip down memory lane, just reflecting where you were in January, the different events that you experienced. Taking a note of February and March and just really feeling what happened last winter as a season. What were some of the highlights? How did you feel at the beginning of the year? What were the dreams and visions that you had? Moving into the spring, April, May, June. Feeling the highlights, the lowlights from this spring. The things that felt the most alive. Moving into the summer, your August, your September. What did you do over the summer? Who did you become? And lastly, moving into the fall, the autumn, September, October, November, December. Just had a solstice yesterday, winter solstice, moving from darkness to light. All into the body. Slowly opening the eyes. We are going to take some time to really reflect on 2023 before diving into 2024. We're going to dive into the growth that you experienced, some of the accomplishments that you had, some of the challenges that came up, some of the changes that occurred in your life, maybe some surprises that were unexpected. And then we're going to take some time to celebrate and even forgive yourself if there's something that you need to forgive yourself for. So in your journal, at the top of your page, you can write 2023. And we're going to just write down some of the highlights. And who here loves writing? You can raise your hand or just put it in the chat. Like, I love writing. If you're just like constantly journaling, you're always doing reflection. You don't have to say yes, by the way. You can also say, not me, if it's not you. Yeah, Erica, you love writing. How about Jen and Andrea? How do you guys feel? Yeah, you love writing. Nice. Yeah. Sometimes they can feel like a task. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. A lot of times I find that air signs and earth signs really like to write. And sometimes fire signs don't like writing very much. Nice. You write Evernote constantly. I love that. Very cool. Okay. Yeah. Water signs. Yeah. Same. Water signs really like to feel. And that's kind of more the processing element. So yeah, it's good to sometimes I find that when we write, we can really ground and solidify all of our thoughts and we just kind of can empty ourselves. And sometimes feeling you can do that as well. It's like, how do we empty ourselves so we're a clean slate and we can just fully channel and welcome in the new. So this is a process of kind of emptying, like emptying what's in our basket. Like we've held this basket for an entire year. We've been accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. So go ahead in your journal and write some of your highlights. What stands out as a whole from this past year? So if I go too fast, type it in the chat like too fast. I'm gonna try and go at a good speed, but whenever you're done, I can't see some of you guys, but if you want to stop writing, that can be helpful. So I could see if you are not writing anymore, you can kind of just look up or give me a thumbs up, or you can just, type it in the chat or just let me know if I'm going too fast. So what were some of the highlights from this past year? And just write until your pen doesn't want to stop writing. I'm going to put on some background music. So just the biggest, and it's not just highlights, it's the things that stand out the most. It can be also your lowlights, the big memories. Some of these other questions we're going to go into in the next slide. So this is really just your highlights, your what stands out the most. Take another minute. Okay. Now we're going to dive in a little bit deeper. So in 2023, we're going to start with the question, what did you let go of this year? So for this, think about habits that you let go of, people that you let go of, obligations, emotions, anything that you were carrying during the year. Maybe it was an idea of what you needed to be or do. Maybe it was an expectation that you had. Maybe it was about time. Maybe it was a pattern that you've been holding and carrying. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. Fear. Where did fear hold you back this year? Or where did you experience the most resistance to life? Did fear stop you from doing anything, or did you overcome a fear and find out what was on the other side at any point during the year? So it's fears that held you back, or even fears that you overcame. Next, what did you embrace more of in 2022, 2023? So what did you embrace more of throughout the year? Maybe it was certain qualities or people or experiences. Maybe it was emotions that you haven't been able to experience or embrace before. Next, how are we doing with the speed?
Can we slow down a little?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Jen and Erica, how are you both doing? I see Michael over there just moving through. Pretty good. Okay. If there's any resistance to a little quick, yeah. Okay, cool. I'll slow down. Yeah. And if you need any more thought joggers, also let me know. Or if you need more space, silence. Um, Gonna go to the next question now. What were the biggest things that you discovered about yourself this year? So maybe this was a state of being or a lesson. Maybe this was a skill or a talent or a hobby. Maybe this was a wound that you uncovered or something that you expanded your self-awareness into. discovered about yourself was a major life shift or realization about the way the world works or the way you see yourself relating to the world? Maybe it was about partnership. The next question. Who did you become this year? How is it different than any other year? How did you show up differently? I love that, Michael. The year of the sovereign. Beautiful. I feel you. Same. So for this one, you can even write the energetic person that you became or the role that you took. The way you showed yourself to the world and other people, even how you showed up intimately in relationship. Who did you become? Now we're going to move into accomplishments. So for this, we're going to start with what are you the most proud of from this year? So if you go back, we kind of went through some highlights of the year, some of the memorable experiences. Well, write down what you're the most proud of. for this, maybe it's like things in your career. Maybe it's also like qualities that you really developed and you're just proud because it was really challenging before and you finally feel like you stepped into it. Maybe it was relationships that you're really proud of for developing or the way that you showed up and challenge. I'm gonna go to the next question. This is similar to the last one, but just go a little bit deeper with it. This says, what are your most memorable accomplishments? So maybe you can kind of just build on the last one, but something else pops up or something else comes through. Maybe you have an accomplishment that, you know, you have pride over something, and then something else is just a really big accomplishment you want to just acknowledge. For the next one, it's going to be kind of a build on that. How did your life shift because of it? So let's say you had some accomplishments, you had some really memorable experiences. What actually happened after that? How did your life change or how did it not change? And lastly, how did you celebrate or acknowledge yourself? Maybe you went out and celebrated with friends, or you bought yourself a gift, or maybe you took a trip somewhere, or maybe you didn't celebrate at all and you just kept going, or maybe you threw a whole party. So you can keep writing, but I'd love to actually call each of you forward and share the thing that you're most excited about, the thing that you're the most proud of, the one thing that you feel like, and it doesn't have to be a big accomplishment. It can be something so small, but so sacred, something that you're like, I just want to share this because this actually meant the most to me. And I would love for all of us to actually celebrate you with our usual ashtahe. And ashtahe is kind of a word that we use to mean I am you being me. And we want to celebrate you with this. So who has something that they're really proud of that they want to share?
Can we start with you?
Can we start with me? Yeah, we can. Okay. That's a new one. All right. The thing that I'm most proud of this year is the Metamorphosis program that I put my whole soul into creating. And I'm just really proud of just the amount of work and intentionality and focus that went into it and dedication and like, yeah, just like staying true to it and really being there for it and holding it. I've never held a year-long program before. 12 months was the longest program I've ever held. And I had fear. I was like, oh my God, can I do that? Like, what if I traveled to another country? Like, there was a lot that came up in the process. And I felt now it feels like second nature, but it really brought consistency into my life. And I really needed that. So I'm really proud of that creation. And yeah. So if you guys want to rub your hands together.
Yes. We're going to give you a gigantic communal greeting of our Ashtahe. Ashtahe, Chelsea.
Ashtahe.
Ashtahe.
I love it. Okay, thank you. Amazing.
Thank you for going first. That was very courageous.
Aw,
I
thank
love that about you.
you. Beautiful. Okay, who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Right.
I got my PhD this year and I transitioned out of like a hard science lab to do a movement therapy. And it's been very scary and different than the last 15 years of my life. But I'm excited for what is to come.
Yay. Okay.
Wow.
We all take ourselves off of mute, rub our hands together, and give Andrea a big ashtahe.
Thank you.
Ashtahe, Andrea.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Jen.
So I'm getting married in April. So I accomplished a lot of wedding planning things and just like getting all the vendors coordinated and just like all the decorations. And it's ended up being a lot more like little details and stuff than I expected it to be. But I feel really good about like where I'm at right now with everything. Like I don't feel like I'm behind. I feel like I'm like fairly organized, which I struggle kind of with. So I'm happy with where I'm at right now with all of that.
That's amazing. Take ourselves off mute, rub our hands together, and give Jen a big ashtahe. Awesome.
Ashtray,
Jen.
Jen.
Thanks.
Amazing. Okay, Erica, would you like to share?
Sorry, it took me a second there to get off mute. I think the biggest, I tried to take myself off can I get on the video or is it working?
We can see you now.
Oh, okay. The biggest accomplishment I think that for me was there were so many goals and expectations that I had that were not necessarily put on me that I wanted, that I thought that I needed to do. And I quit some really big ones. And because I thought that I had to do them or I wouldn't succeed financially or in other ways. And I stopped doing them monthly and it's been like 4 or 5 months and I'm still doing fine. And so I'm just really proud of myself for finally giving up some of these things that I didn't need to keep doing.
Amazing. Amazing. Let's all rub our hands together and give Erica a big ashtahay. Ashtahay.
Ashtray,
Hey,
Erica.
Erica.
Ashtray.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think we have Mickey King.
Aw, well, this year has been. Always say I have the best year ever every year of my life so far, just about. And this year is like next level epic. And so my biggest things, there's several things, so many things. I became an aircraft maintenance technician this year, and that's like number 3 big thing. And that is really, really awesome. And number 2 is I'm absolutely in love and proud of the way that I and the people I love so much are showing up in our relationships together. And that is like super, that's a number 1. It's a number 1, number 2. The only thing edging that possibly out of the way is that I'm loving the man that I'm becoming. And that is like, it's kind of like one and then the other because I'm not going to have those really beautiful relationships if I'm not able to love myself to the level that I desire to be loved.
Well, Michael, can we all
Hey.
rub our hands together and give Michael a big, big ashtahay? Ashtahay.
Hey, Michael.
Oh,
That was
thank
beautiful.
you.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you all for sharing. So beautiful to just take some time and celebrate ourselves. Sometimes we can just jump into the next thing. And it's like, man, we hadn't actually, there's some stuff that we got to celebrate and acknowledge. Okay. So now we're going to dive into some of the challenges from this past year. So on your paper, you can write, what were the 3 largest challenges that you faced in 2023? Okay. Now we're gonna go into intuition. Where did you not fully listen to your intuition this year? So maybe it was related to your challenges, maybe it was unrelated, but where did you not listen to your intuition? And something happened? Or where are you maybe still not listening to your intuition and there's something that's still pulling? The pattern between where you're not listening to your intuition. So maybe there's something that's coming up in all of the scenarios that you're writing or the different incidences. Maybe it's attachment to a person or a plan or a mental state of being or a habit. And maybe there's like a lesson coming through. If you were to summarize all the places where you weren't listening to your intuition, what is the lesson from that? Next, what created the most pain or suffering for you this past year? So maybe it's directly related to the intuition question and the challenge question, or maybe it's not. So what created the most pain or suffering this year? Maybe it's a wound that you hold. Maybe it's a scenario in your life. Maybe it's a pattern that you've been holding on to. Maybe it's something you haven't been able to let go of. And if it's something outside of yourself, maybe relate it to something inside of yourself. And then even related to that, what exhausted you this past year? And I'll slow down and give you guys some time. Maybe these are all related or maybe they're not. Maybe you took on too many projects. Your capacity was too thin. Maybe you were emotionally exhausted, physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. How are you guys doing for this question, for this page? Ah, okay, Erica, thank you so much for being here. Before you go, we're just gonna do a little closure on 2023, if you can stay for it. Yay. And you have the PDF so that you can do 2024 on your own. So we'll close 2023 with a little meditation. If you want to close your eyes and bring some gratitude into your heart, thanking yourself for embarking on this year and just imagining that every single thing that you experienced this year was a choice. It chose you, you chose it. It was meant to be. All of it. The highs, the lows. And just thank yourself. Thank you for being willing to move through the challenge. Thank you for experiencing the magic and the accomplishment and the creation, deepening in the lessons of this human experience. And if there's anything that you need to forgive yourself for, bring that into your fields. Just say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. If there's somebody else that you need to forgive, this is the time to come into closure before we start the new year with a fresh, new, clean slate. Closing out with love, wholeness, gratitude, and peace. Lastly, bring in love into your heart. Maybe even picture a golden light circling around the outside of your heart. Letting this golden light spread through your arms, through your legs, through your torso, through your head and your neck and the back of your body, all the way through your spine. Feeling this golden light move and dripping down your spine. Just bring in this love into your body and repeat to yourself, I love you. I love you. I love you. Just feeling all of the lessons pulsating throughout your body. Maybe placing your hands on your heart, breathing all of this in. And if there's any message that you need to tell yourself to kind of put a little bow on 2023, share that message with yourself now. You can give a little bow of gratitude. And maybe even giving this past year an ashtay. Thank you for this year, ashtay, for the magic. Just like we did at the beginning, picturing yourself moving from January, February, March, all the way through to the end of the year. It's now the end of the year, the end of 2023. And you're looking forwards into 2024, feeling the possibility, the magic, knowing that shifts get to take place and patterns get to get broken and habits get to get formed, commitments get to be set in place. You get to choose how you show up for yourself this year and how you love yourself. So feel into the energy of this upcoming year in 2024. And if there's a word or a phrase or a feeling that you feel when you project into this year, when you look out into 2024, when your inner desire gets really clear in your heart, and you're like, yes, this is the life that I'm living right now in 2024. What is that feeling? What is that sensation? What is that word? What is that way of being? Feel into that. And on your paper, once it's clear, you can write 2024 at the top. And you can write down this word or this phrase or this intention. If you have a word or a phrase, under that, write down some supporting words. So what does the energy of that word feel like? What does it actually mean? What does that word actually mean with other supporting words or phrases? And this is something that you can continue bringing into your year to serve as a reminder. Last year I had a word and I remember saying it almost on a weekly basis. I was like, this is my word. And it served as a reminder of like, yes, this is what I'm bringing into the year. This is how I'm showing up. This is the energy that I'm creating. And I've been doing it actually for the past few years. And the universe has orchestrated my life around this word. So when you have the word, you can go ahead and share it out loud. Or you could type it in the chat.
My word is Eros.
That's beautiful. Amazing. Great. Okay, we've got Jen, Hope. Beautiful. Pride. Okay, and my word is the wisdom keeper, or my phrase. Okay, so now sitting down and thinking about and feeling into 2024. We got your head, your heart, your gut, and your spirit. So on your paper, we're going to dive into your beliefs, your mental health, your life clarity, and your focus. So what are the different things that you want to experience in 2024? How do you want to feel? Who do you want to become? When it comes to your beliefs and your mental health. Or your life clarity. For the heart, you can write down, this is an overview. We're going to go deeper, but this is just an overview. Your relationship to yourself, to love, to others, to your emotional health. So in your heart space, how do you want to feel this year? What is that edge where your heart wants to thrive in? There's an edge to your expansion around your heart space. How can you love deeper? How can you respond deeper? For your gut. What decisions? How do you want to make decisions this year? What powerful decisions are you making? How do you show up when it comes to your willpower, the action, the direction for your life? And lastly, spirit. This is about your intuitive development, your spiritual practice, your consciousness. What does that look like this year? What does it mean to be in devotion? Giving your answers a little prayer, a little moment of beautiful solidification. Knowing that what you want also wants you. This is how you get to show up for yourself this year. In your head, your heart, your gut, and your spirit. Full body alignment. So the next exercise we're going to be doing is something that I like to call scripting. And scripting is something that I do pretty often. And it's essentially writing something as if it's already happened. So we're going to be doing this exercise when it comes to these 8 categories: love, career, fun, growth, family, finances, health, and home. So we're going to be going through these 8 categories over the next 12 months and crafting your ideal vision for your life. So we're going to start off with love. So you'll see there's 8 different categories here. And for this, you can write, you don't have to write it in scripting format. You can write it however you wish, but if you want to, it can be really powerful. So you can say, for instance, when it comes to love, we'll start with love. What is your vision for love this year? Romantic love, self-love, friendship, and how can you allow more love into your heart? And what can support you? So you can say, I trust myself completely. You can say it in the present tense. You could say it in the past tense. I trusted myself completely this year. Or you could say it in the future tense. I'm learning how to trust myself. Just really being intentional with your word choice when it comes to love. Your words are spells, and we're writing them, which is extra powerful. This is about self-love, romantic love. And maybe for you, you have a pattern where you know that there's a moment in your life where you continuously fall from grace or fall from love. So what does that actually look like to catch it and be like, I'm choosing love in this moment? It's about your compassionate communication. Maybe it's around treating yourself with kind words, letting go of any judgment, comparison. Now we're going to go into career aspirations. So this is the next category, career. So what happened in 2024, or what is happening in 2024 when it comes to your career, your leadership development, your expansion, your service into the world, your dharma, the impact that you're making on the planet, on people, on humanity? And what is it that you can learn when it comes to your career? what type of leader did you become, or creator? Who did you have to become in order to have the things that you are desiring? And where did your power sit in your body? Next, we're going to go into the category of fun and social experiences. So it's important to have fun while we're doing life. We get to enjoy it. We get to be social. We get to go to different events and weekend festivals, and we get to enjoy our mornings and our evenings. How can life become more enjoyable? What does it look like for you to just enjoy the experience with little things? Maybe it's taking a rose bath. Maybe your idea of fun and social is you and a book and a candle and some roses. And that's like a weekly ritual. Maybe your idea of fun is a big festival at Burning Man. Or maybe your idea of fun is going to your best friend's house and having a family party. Hey, we're going to go to the next category, which is personal growth. So for this, it's what types of retreats or trainings or programs or lessons or shifts you want to make in your life? What do you need to invest in this year? What types of experiences do you get to fully value yourself and step into? So for me this year, I want to do a Vipassana, a 10-day meditation. This is a big personal growth mission for me. Michael also knows I have a vision of working with this coach this year that I've been wanting to work with for 3 years now. It's been such a journey. So maybe there's something that you've been really desiring to do. Maybe you've never been on a retreat before, or you've never taken a program before, or you really want to get trained in something like Reiki, or you want to learn how to meditate, or you want to do ISTA. Yes, Michael. Yes. So good. That was life-changing for me. Yeah. Maybe there's something you want to become certified in. Or maybe you want to grow in other ways. Maybe there's habits that you want to anchor. Or things that you want to overcome. Okay. The next category is family. So for this, how can you enhance your relationship to your family? Maybe you need space from them. Or maybe you need more time together. Or maybe there's just more energy that you can put into the relationships in your family. Maybe you can take a vacation or a holiday together. Or maybe you need to put up more boundaries around your energy. What would create the most alignment for your life? There's no right or wrong. There's no obligation or shame. It's just about what you need to be the best version of yourself. Maybe it's your soul family. Next, we're moving into financial. So, what are your financial goals this year? What does prosperity look like to you? Maybe there's a place where you want to invest your money, or maybe there's something you want to save for. Or maybe there's something you need to transform within yourself in order to actually receive more money. How can you become an energetic match? Next, we're going to go to health. So, what are ways? Oh, I love that. Yay. So fun. What are ways that you can enhance your health this year? This is your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. And what can you let go of? Or what habits you need to form or tools that you need to learn? So, for instance, there's a lot of emotional regulation tools that you can learn and pick up if you're struggling with emotional health. There's a lot of things you can do to help your mental health. Definitely things you can do for your physical health. Maybe it's a morning ritual that you want to enhance. And last category is your home life. So your home life, meaning what type of environment do you thrive in? What type of setting do you flourish in? And what can you enhance in your own home? Or what do you want to invest in or save for when it comes to your home? Maybe something needs to be enhanced or fixed, or maybe you want to install something, or maybe you want to live a little bit more cozier. Hey. So we just have one small exercise, well, two small exercises to kind of really solidify 2024. So if there's part of this vision that you didn't fully get on paper for some reason, we're going to take it a layer deeper. So we went through the 8 categories. We crafted this vision. We wrote down across the board the things that we want so that we didn't miss anything. We're not going to be out of balance. We're creating full balance across the board, full harmony in our system so that we're not focusing on just one thing throughout the whole year. We're taking into account our whole complete selves. And now just a couple extras. So what are some books that you want to read this year? Maybe you have a system you want to put in place for reading more, educating yourself more, or taking time to really dive into learning. If it's not books, maybe it's something else. Maybe you have another way that you like to learn. But how can you take time to really enjoy the process? Maybe there's beliefs that you really want to let go of that you haven't yet acknowledged. In order for all this stuff to happen, what do you need to let go of in order to have the love that you want, the career that you want, the fun that you want, the personal growth, the family time, the financial health, the emotional, physical, mental health, your home life? What beliefs do you need to let go of or develop? Maybe there's an affirmation that you need to share. We have places that you want to travel to. Where do you want to visit this year? So in order to come into even deeper alignment with everything that you just wrote down, your visions for the whole year, all the things that you desire, the person that you're becoming, this 2024 version of you, best year yet version of you. What do you need to say yes to? What is your full body yes this year? What are you 100% doing, creating, becoming, opening into? What is your full yes? Also, what are you a no to? What are you an absolute full body no to this year? What are you complete with? What are you done with? What is no longer aligned in your frequency? Who is no longer aligned? What needs to go? What's just like, this is it. No more of this. Not choosing this anymore. Maybe it's the way that you've been making decisions. And now, given your yes and your no, what does it mean for you to be in full body alignment? How do you know when you're in alignment? And how do you know when you're out of alignment? What are the signs? How do you feel? Okay. And lastly, your map of 2024. So given what you just wrote in your categories, in your yes, your no, your alignment, if you were to write down a full vision, let's just say a summary vision for 2024, and this time you wrote it as if it's already happened. Like this year, I learned how to love myself fully. I met my life partner. I found my dream home. Whatever that is for you, write down exactly what happened this year as if it already happened. And if there's a certain affirmation that you want to share with yourself, just choose one or two. These are some thought joggers. But what is the affirmation that you need to share with yourself? 2024 is the year that I blank, or I am blank in 2024. And we're going to end today with a secret wish. So this is a wish that is so sacred to you that you actually keep it with yourself. And you don't say it out loud. You just trust it. You know that it's unfolding. You keep it close to your heart because you're letting it gestate. You're letting it build energy. So what is your one secret wish? The thing that you're just letting gestate and marinate. You're letting the energy build without expressing, without releasing. Okay. So now with all of your wishes from 2024, you can go ahead and just picture a big pot in front of you, like a witch pot. And in this wish pot lives all of your dreams, all of your desires, all of your visions, all that you're becoming. And I'd like you to energetically start stirring the pot. Start feeling this beautiful concoction of all of your dreams and your wishes and your manifestations, and just sprinkling some love, some belief, your affirmations on top of this beautiful pot. Continuing to stir, mixing in all of the support that you need, the energetic support, the belief, the gratitude, and start feeling the pot starting to stir just a little bit easier. It's a little bit more effortless. You're like, oh yeah, wow, this is great. It just feels natural. The pot is stirring. Your wishes are brewing. And we're going to take this pot and we're going to start spinning it towards the sky, into the air. You're going to feel this, all of this stuff, all of these wishes, all these dreams lifting into the air. Just letting the energy move through the body, move through your entire body, and anchor into the earth below you. Just feeling yourself fully immersed in your vision, in your own becoming. Feeling your body fully calibrating all the cells in your body, upgrading, activating, becoming the version of you that you just put on paper. Everything that you want, you wish, you dream, you desire, everything is here, everything is available, everything is possible, everything is probable. Giving yourself the permission to say yes to all of these visions that you have, to know that you're worthy, that you deserve them. Just rubbing your palms together, putting them on your heart and giving yourself a big ashtahe. I am you being me. Deserve all of the recognition, all of the joy, full spectrum aliveness of what comes with having all of this. You're able to handle all the ups and downs of the largeness. You're able to get really intimate with the depths. You can handle all of it. You got this. You breathe into your body. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Make this beautiful year everything that it deserves. So for this upcoming year, Chrysalis has a few different things happening. We're about to launch a consciousness quiz. We've been working on it for 3 years, and we just finished it this week, so it's not ready to be published, but we're going to be publishing it soon. We're going to go through a trial period and have our close community take it, and then we're going to publish it. So that's going to be very powerful, and it's going to measure your consciousness. Then we are having our luminescence retreat. We're doing one January 2nd to the 8th. So if you're available for that, it's coming up very soon, but we're not completely sold out yet. We're also going to do one in May in the States. This one's in Mexico. And then we're opening up our metamorphosis program again in January. So we're going to keep the doors open from January and in February. So it's going to be a super powerful time. We're going to take a couple groups during the year. So if this is on your radar, you can keep this in the back of your mind. This is super transformational program. It's been really incredible. And again, I'm Chelsea Zirna. I facilitate couples intimacy, authentic relating, and of course, the Chrysalis Metamorphosis, our staple program. And so I'm going to be in Tulum most of this year, facilitating, holding space here. And if you would like to go deeper, you can reach out to me. I look forward to seeing you guys very